Hi, my name is Calvin Lee, and I'm a sophomore in the Weinberg College of Arts and Sciences and the Bean School of Music. I'm also the fall programming chair for APAC.
What is the purpose of organizations such as APAC, the Asian Pacific American Coalition?
What APAC serves to do is function as a student group that both organizes for and advocates on behalf of the Asian American and Asian student community here at Northwestern. This involves programming events that facilitate community or taking up causes and leading discussions on behalf of such causes.
What does APAC do in terms of programming every year?
Every year APAC does several events that focus on breaking Asian American stereotypes and also uniting the Asian community on campus. Two immediate events that come to mind that happen every year are the Mr. Pan Asia talent competition and Powder Puff football in the spring. Mr. Pan Asia happens in winter and is actually our next event. Mr. Pan Asia is a show dedicated to showcase Asian American guys in terms of our talents transcending those of stereotypical talents we have, like being good at math or being really good at computer games or something like that. It's really a good opportunity for people to show they've got really diverse talents that really can't be packaged by petty, ill-conceived assumptions. Like last year we had one act that did a drum solo. Another one, I recall, sang and played guitar, for example. Lots of different talents, and this year's event actually has several new acts from the contestants, and we're kind of excited about that. And Powder Puff football is something we do in the spring that gives Asian women a chance to defy the stereotype that Asian women are really submissive and quiet by having them play the most masculine sport in our culture, which is football. And they can be pretty good at it too.
So, what are some of the political and community causes taken on by APAC and other advocates of the Asian American movement?
Well, recently, one issue we've dealt with was the termination of NUPD police officer Freddie Lee after filing complaints of discrimination against the school. We talked to Freddie Lee about what had happened to him in regards to the way his fellow officers were treating him, what human resources at Northwestern did or didn't do in terms of working things out between him and his colleagues, and just the issue of profiling in general, like why are we assumed, for example, to all be foreigners? Why are we assumed that we can't speak good English or anything like that? Or really, it brought to light a lot of issues, and it's one of the things that we tackled this quarter. We also have a broad objective this year. It's always sort of been our goal, but this year in particular we've started to renew our emphasis on it in building an Asian community, because the problem with when we took on the issue of Freddie Lee's issues with the police department, one thing we found lacking was a very solid foundation of support from the Asian community. It was pretty fractured from what we recall. And you contrast that with how the entire community got together after the blackface incident on Halloween. And it's something that I feel like we as the Asian students on campus need to be better at doing.
Right. And how do these efforts coincide with the efforts of other minority groups, both on campus and beyond?
Well, the issue at Northwestern is that things that pertain to one minority group here aren't necessarily contained to that one group, and the Coalition of Colors, a group that APAC is a part of, has recognized that this year. For example, APAC helped FMO, as well as Alianza and MCSA and SASA, program and get together and figure out how to get the Blackface Forum started, which I just earlier referred to. We find that when we work together as minority groups on campus, when we make other groups' issues our own and we take that seriously, it gives us the opportunity to help each other out and stand in solidarity. Because the issues that pertain, that we all deal with, involve living in a society that's predominantly a culture that's not our own. And it's easy to be marginalized if you don't have support. So, in a nutshell, it's really easy to support other people because they support you back. And it's something that's very helpful for a minority group.
Great. Thanks for your time.